Okay, 4 seconds, okay? When you're speaking to somebody on the phone, you have 4 seconds, no more than 4 seconds to establish 3 things. And here's what they are. Number 1, that you're enthusiastic as hell. That's number 1. That has to come through instantly from the second they speak to you. Write that down, everybody. Enthusiastic as hell. Number 2, that you're sharp as a tack. You have 4 seconds. If you don't do this in 4 seconds, you're heavily behind the 8 ball. And number 3, a figure of authority. An authority figure. These 3 things must be accomplished in the first 4 seconds someone speaks to you. And what it all rolls up to is one simple fact. You're a person who can help them achieve your goals. That's it. Unless you've done that in 4 seconds, you're seriously behind the 8 ball. Seriously behind the 8 ball. And ultimately, what that really translates to even one step further is that you are a person that can help them take control of their lives. They can take control of their lives. People have the desire to gain control. When they're feeling out of control, they act. It's part of what your action threshold is all about. It's a point to get back in control of your life. When someone has credit that's screwed up, do they feel in control or out of control? Out of control, right? When somebody wants to buy a new car because their old car's a piece of crap and they drive down the street and people are looking at them, do they feel in control or out of control? Out of control. When somebody is looking to find an investment advisor, a stockbroker, a commodities broker, and they're looking to develop, some kind of path to have a secure financial future, do they feel in control or out of control? Out of control, right? They're looking to get in control by identifying someone that can meet a need, fill a need, help them achieve a goal. So your job as a salesperson is to help people achieve goals and gain control of their life. That's what you're doing. You have 4 seconds to make that, bam, that first impression that you're enthusiastic, sharp as a tack, and a figure of authority. A figure of authority. If in 15 or 20 seconds you don't have those 3 things, you're done. You should hang up the phone and move forward. Seriously. Okay, now the question is, how do you do that? Well, it's really, really simple on the phone and even more simple in person. In fact, in person, you have 1/24th of a second before you've been judged. 1/24th of a second and you've been judged by the way you look, by the way you carry yourself. It's called wrapping your package. I went to a seminar with some guy who's wacky, okay? And some of you know him. The guy's a maniac, but he's a great salesperson. And as much as wacky as the guy was, he taught me some really valuable things about the way you dress and becoming a figure of authority and certain about branding yourself. And I'll share that stuff with you a little bit later, okay? But in person, and this is, I've researched this, you have 1/24th of a second before someone has judged you. You've been dissected, you've been assessed, you've been reassessed, you've been packaged, you've been compartmentalized. They put you in a cubbyhole and you're fighting your way out from that point. So either you're here, you're doing great, now you're going to just screw it up, or you're at the bottom and you got to claw your way out of a box. Okay? That's in person. Now, when you're on the phone, okay, do they see you? Can they see who you are when you're on the phone? Yes or no? Bingo. See, I know I'm in a room with salespeople. I know if you say, yeah, you're damn straight, they can see who you are. They know exactly. They got a mental image of you, whether it's accurate or inaccurate. Everybody thinks in pictures. And you have a couple of, in 4 seconds flat, they've made a mental picture of you. Let me tell you a funny story. I had to get a visa for Australia when I was going to Australia. So I asked my girlfriend, we lived together very close, we're going to get married, and I asked her to get me, go find one of these services that gets visas, right? She's like, okay, whatever, right? So she goes out and she does that, and she finds some company in Chicago somewhere, right? So, whatever, like a week and a half passes, and I'm like, what's going on my visa? Do you hear anything? She goes, oh, no, the guy's taking care of it. I'm like, what's his name? She says, Sergey. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, and already I know. I'm not prejudiced. I'm not. I'm just telling you this for the benefit of selling. Okay? I heard his name was Sergey. I'm like, he's a foreigner. I don't like it already. Okay? He doesn't speak my language. He's behind the eight ball. There's something wrong. Now, I don't know. I know that's not the way it's supposed to be, and it's not like really nice. But this is about making money. It's about being effective. Okay? I'm just telling you that the instant I heard his name, I was turned off. Then I'm like, all right, so now Sergey already has an uphill battle with me as his customer, right? So then I said, all right, let me call this Sergey, okay? So I'm just like, I just know. I know, all right? So I pick up the phone. I have a sinking feeling in my stomach about my visa. I dial the number, and I hear, hello? Done. Done. I'm like, he's a goddamn Russian. He's got a beard and a goatee. I can see he's got greasy black hair pulled back, okay? He's got speeds of sweat going down his thing. He's behind a cheap wooden desk in a hole somewhere. I had the whole picture. Now, am I right? Is that who he was or who he wasn't? I don't really know. Okay? And I feel bad that my programming, since I was that big, and I come from a really good family where no one's prejudiced. I'm not prejudiced at all. At all. And I despise people who are prejudiced. But that being said, instantly, before I could even figure out why I felt a certain way, I was done with Sergey. Okay? And of course, it turned out to be right, because Sergey started rambling inanely about something. I was like, you know what? Bing! I hung up on Sergey, and that was it. Okay? I gave him his $100 application fee. I never heard from the guy again, because in the first second of the call, he didn't sound like what? Sharp as a tack, enthusiastic as hell, and a figure of authority. I knew it in a second. The moment they hear your voice, if you haven't accomplished these three things, I'm telling you, you're wasting your time. Shame on you. Okay? They make a picture of you, they've assessed you, they've cubbyholed you. They either A, that you're a figure of authority, that you're sharp as a tack, enthusiastic as hell. Boom. You're in. Now it's like, ooh, this person can help me achieve my goal. Let me listen. Now, does that mean you're going to close the sale? No. But you've prepared yourself to close the sale. You've moved towards the line. Now remember, right? Here's the line. I'll draw it up here so we can still have this piece of paper. Here's your straight line. Here's the promised land. Here's your open, right? You pick up the phone and you qualify, right? Develop rapport, right? As you're qualifying. So this is your boundaries here of where you let the sale go. On the bottom, on the top, right? The first 4 seconds, you're right here. Okay? In those 4 seconds, you need to be establishing that you're sharp as a tack, enthusiastic as hell, and a figure of authority. In those first 4 seconds, the first pop that comes out of your mouth, and you say, hey, John, it's Jordan Belfort. How you doing today? Right from there, you got to establish those three things. And you're going to do it with tonality. I'm going to show you in one paragraph through tonal patterns how you can say things that you never thought you were saying. Here's what happens. As I'm speaking to you, you're like, you are running an unconscious dialogue against my words. You hear what I say, and you're narrating my words. This is what you're doing right now as I speak to you. You're listening to what I say. You're either agreeing, disagreeing, hopefully agreeing, because most of this stuff is just basic truth. It's simple stuff. Right? And you're also narrating in your mind, making it, and the voice is going on and on and on. You're making connections about things that I'm saying, okay? What you need to learn to do is through tonal patterns to control somebody else's internal dialogue so that they're thinking exactly what you want them to be thinking without you having to say a lot of words. Now, what's the most important thing in sales, really? Trust. If they don't trust you, they'll never buy from you. True or false? They got to trust you. Okay? Now, you can't say to a salesman, to a prospect, trust me, please, just trust me. Just trust me. They'll say, what the hell is this guy talking about? Okay? That's what a cheap, uneducated, subpar salesman do. They try to sell with just simply emotion and hype. And they're like, just trust me, sir. Just trust me. The stock is going up. Well, just trust me. I'll fix your credit. Just trust me. Sign up for this subscription. It'll be, just trust me. And we know better. And what happens is all those limiting buying beliefs, whoop, the antenna goes up and they rise up. And next thing you know, their action threshold is through the roof and you can't close people. By the way you talk, from the very beginning, the tonal patterns that you run, you're going to start lowering their action threshold right from the beginning. Because you've established 3 things that are crucial to closing a sale. And number 1, that the person that they're dealing with, you, are A, sharp as a tack, B, enthusiastic as hell. Now, let me just dissect this for 1 second. Why would they want to do business with somebody who's sharp as a tack? Okay? Well, because if it's about achieving their goals, who do you want working on your problem? The moron or the person who's sharp? Hello? They'll say, oh, if I come off too sharp, they're going to think I'm a sharpie. No, they want to do business with the one who's sharp. Don't kid yourself. They want to do business with the expert, the top guy, the top girl, top dog in the field. If they don't think you're sharp as a tack, you're wasting their time. Next, are you enthusiastic? Yeah. What does that mean? He must have something really, really great to offer me. That's why he's so enthusiastic. If you're not enthusiastic, what is it saying? My product sucks. My life sucks. I'm not a winner. The state that you're in, the emotional state, whether you're in a positive, pumped up, empowered state, which is a state of certainty and clarity, which is great for sales. Write this down. Certainty, clarity, and conviction. And you can add a couple more C's. Confidence, courage. Those are the most empowering states to be in as a salesperson. The most disempowering state is confusion, uncertainty, overwhelm, boredom. Those states will kill a salesperson. But these 3 things, okay, they have to be established instantly, or you're behind the 8 ball. And why should you be a figure of authority? This is perhaps the most important one. To become authority figure to somebody, to become the foremost expert, cuts into 3 things. Number 1, we were taught since we're this big to listen to people who are in authority. People wear uniforms, policemen, firemen, security guards, okay? Many of them are not, licensed police officers yet. You put a badge on and a uniform, okay? And we just say, we do what they say, go here, we go there. We go left, we go left, right? That's what happens when we're with figures of authority. We listen to them and we follow. You want your customer, your prospect, to perceive you instantly as a figure of authority, so they'll start moving towards your way of thinking. If you come off as a novice and not an authority figure, they're like, great, let me speak to someone in charge. That's what they're thinking. Great, sounds good. Now put someone in charge on the phone, and I'll talk to them and get realistic about this stuff and get serious. So these 3 things have to be established immediately.